says he's concerned that the Epstein probe you are calling for could be a smokescreen to block the release of more files. Is that the case?
Oh, Lord. Again.
Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter, and fake news like you, they just keep bringing that up to deflect from the tremendous success of the Trump administration. So a guy like Massey, his poll numbers are showing he's at 6% approval rating right now. And we call him Rand Paul Jr. because he never votes for the Republican Party. So they're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having as a party.
I like to MAGA, MAGA. I like to MAGA, MAGA. I like to MAGA, MAGA. I like to MAGA.
Now, it's clear that CNN doesn't want to join CBS and ABC in cutting Donald Trump a massive 8-figure check for deliberately defaming him. Watch this disclaimer before a question was asked.
That mentioned the president, and we do want to be clear, the president, Trump, did not receive or send any of the messages, which largely predated his time as president. He's not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing in connection with Epstein or Maxwell.
It was very thorough indeed. It really wasn't a point asking the question after all that. Now, let's go back to MSNBC, the mental health asylum masquerading as a news network, and Jen Psaki was quick to correct herself after a defamatory comment about the president, labelling him a predator.
In supporting what Donald Trump is doing.
You're talking about the other predators out there, in addition to Trump. I mean, I'm not saying he is. We don't know all the details about that. I just mean in addition to what we've learned about Epstein and others, there's other predators out there.
There are.
Welcome back. Let's talk more about the latest Jeffrey Epstein revelations. Now, the real scandal here is not the fake manufactured narratives pushed by the increasingly desperate Democrats who redacted already released information to make it appear as if Donald Trump had spent hours with a mystery Epstein victim. But that victim was known and widely reported on. It was Virginia Giuffre, who made it clear repeatedly that Donald Trump had done nothing wrong. She said that repeatedly. She wrote it in her memoir. And most importantly, she submitted sworn testimony to the court saying just that. But the Democrats redacted her name in the email to make it appear that this was some new scandal. The real story is a convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, plotting with the Democrats to get Donald Trump. Yes, the pedophile and staunch Democrat was even feeding questions to a House Democrat during a 2019 congressional hearing. The other story is discredited author Michael Wolff plotting with Epstein to get Trump. That's what those emails reveal. And why did Jeffrey Epstein hate Donald Trump so much? Well, it's not just because Epstein was a prolific Democrat donor, but as Michael Wolff himself admitted, Epstein suspected that Trump had reported him to the authorities.
At that point, Epstein's legal problems began. The police began to investigate him over allegations that he was, that there were underage women coming to his house. Epstein believed that it was Trump who first informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house. And from that point on, they were nothing but bitter enemies.
And this is what he's telling you. This is one of the instances of what he's telling you.
Yes.
What's wrong with you people?
President Trump is now calling on Republicans to release the Epstein files, and a vote could come as soon as this week. What a change that is.
Mark Meredith is live at the White House on that with us. What's the latest, Mark?
Sandra, Brian, and Lawrence, it is a big U-turn for President Trump. He is now encouraging House Republicans to vote this upcoming bill in the House, which would basically compel the Department of Justice to release its files on the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, who died in prison back in 2019. Let me show you the post on Truth Social overnight. The president saying House Republicans should vote to release the files because we have nothing to hide and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetuated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party. Trump added, let's start talking about the party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. Now, the president has repeatedly called this Epstein probe, which has gained steam on Capitol Hill, even in just recent days, a hoax. We heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson over the weekend, who says this is all about politics, not transparency.
Remember, the Biden DOJ had every one of these files in their possession for 4 years, and neither Hakeem Jeffries or Ro Khanna or Thomas Massey or any of them ever said a word about it. President Trump has clean hands. He's not worried about it. I talk to him all the time. He has nothing to do with this. He's frustrated that they're turning it into a political issue, and it's not surprising because the Democrats have nothing else to talk about.
Perhaps one of the most dramatic moments we've seen in the past 48 hours or so is Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, who is a staunch supporter of the president, who has been out there publicly saying she wants to see these documents released and she's going to vote in favor of it. She and Trump are now in a war of words with each other, and he is being very critical of her, saying basically he doesn't want to see her in Congress anymore. He's not going to endorse her. He also said that the threats that she's getting, that he does not believe public safety is a risk for her. She says she's gotten a lot of threats from coming out in support of this.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
Sorry.
Sandra, Brian, and Lawrence, there, I think, is another X factor in all of this is going to happen. So the House will vote on whether or not to release the files. All indications are the votes will be there. It kicks it over to the Senate. We don't know what the Senate is going to do, whether or not it would actually get a vote there. And then there's always the possibility of a presidential veto, which would kick this issue back to Congress. And we'll see if the president has any more to say on the timeline of how that could happen when he speaks a little bit later on today. Lawrence, Brian, and Sandra.
Thanks so much. Mark. And the key is, just so you know, part of the reason why they didn't want to throw this out is because he was hanging out with the rich, the famous for 10, 15, 20 years, other country leaders. And if their name pops up in this, even if they were totally innocent, they're going to say, well, you're part of the Epstein files. So that was part of it.
It's out. It's going to be out. And then it's just
do you think it will be, though? I mean, the Senate might not. Yeah, the Senate, if the president tells the Senate to do it, they'll do it.
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring that notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. If you like what I'm doing over here, you want to show a little extra love and support, be sure to check out our website, crownandthread.com. That's where you can grab all the awesome clothes you see me wearing in all of my videos, like this one. It says, he conquered as the lamb, returns as the lion. You know, the Lion of Judah, that would be King Jesus. And these are all handmade by my beautiful wife. We got tons of different designs to choose from, Christian, conservative, sizes ranging from itty bitty extra small to big and hefty 5X for my folks that like to eat. Bunch of different colors. It's all gooder than chicken to me. Of course, I'm biased though, but I'm sure we've got something that you look great rocking or that'll make an awesome gift for someone you love. We also sell some pretty sweet woodworking pieces made by my father-in-law, crosses, hearts, charcuterie boards. Definitely go check those out as well. If you'd like to support in other ways, you can buy me a coffee, hit that thanks button. You can become a member of the Gibson family right here on YouTube. All those links are down below in the description section. Listen, by no means do you have to do any of that stuff. Just showing up and watching my freckle face for a few minutes, that means the world to me, seriously. And I love y'all. I truly can't thank you enough for rocking with me throughout the years. Whether you've been here since I started back in 2017 when I was doing music reactions, or you're a recent subscriber, by the grace of God through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and with y'all's support, my life couldn't be any better. Seriously. So thank you. And until next time, I'll be praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.